Okay, so this video is obviously not for everyone. Based off the title and thumbnail, you know what you're gonna get. If you can't handle it, you don't agree with it, that's fine. Don't watch it. Stop right now. Just stop right now. But please do not click on it and then bitch about it. This is our profession. This is our business. We are sharing these tips with you guys. It is gonna be sexy, I will tell you now.
And it's not
You can't go around it. And yes, my husband said it is not porn, for those of you who cannot tell the difference between porn and glamour and a photo shoot and art. So this is the warning, guys. This is the warning. Either enjoy it or we'll see you in the next video. I like that color. I got ready earlier, but I had to have my coffee and I have to kiss my babies. So I'm like, I'm not putting any lipstick on until we're ready for the shoot. If you're curious, it's NYX. It's just the liner in burgundy. I was gonna put a lipstick, but I love the color so much, I'm like, I'm just gonna line my whole lips with it. So we're gonna do a little behind the scenes shoot for you guys. This is gonna be a Christmas one. I know you guys have been asking for like behind the scenes with tips on how to pose and everything. I'm gonna do as best as I can. It's really hard when we don't have a third person to kind of record what we're doing together as a team. But I'll walk you through it. My number one tip though, when doing photo shoots, I've been doing photo shoots for years now. I've probably done over hundreds of photo shoots. My number one tip is your mind has to be in it. How you feel will reflect in the photos. So if you feel crappy, I don't know, it's not your day and you don't feel attractive, that's what you're gonna see in the photos. You gotta want it. If you feel really like nervous, your photos are gonna be like, do I look sexy? You know, like it's not gonna happen. We've shot with many people, many girls, and it was very important that while I do their makeup, I have this conversation with them about how they need to relax and don't worry, everything is in our hands and the photos will come out beautiful, and it's constant reassurance, but that's for a reason. Like I know that they're super nervous, and if I don't break that nervousness, they're not gonna perform well during the photo shoot. So number one thing is how you feel. You almost gotta bring this attitude of just own it. You know, a lot of times he would yell at me, you're not owning it, you're not owning it, and the photo shoot would just fail because I'm like, well, yeah, I don't feel like it, I don't feel good. So number one is attitude, and two, research. So say you see a photo of a girl in a position that you like, go and do the position and see how it looks. Play around with it. You're not going to learn how to pose if you've never done it before. You know, you don't understand the body. There's a lot of tips and tricks that you learn how to shift your hips. You learn, you know, that hands matter a lot in a photo shoot, whereas no one ever knows what to do with their hands, you know. So right now, like, girls do this a lot because they're not sure what to do with the hands. Playing with your hair.
We've been like, just cut off your hand now.
I know, I'm like, I don't know what to do with these. What do I do with them? So it's a lot of like little tiny movements where if you have your hand gripping a clothing, your hair, maybe in the back of your head, all that really matters because they make a big deal. So that's another one, but do research. You know, when you look in the mirror and you envision this girl who's doing this cute pose where she looks super hippie, you know, and then you go and you're like this, you're like, it's not the same thing. You have to exaggerate your poses. For photo shoots, you have to exaggerate makeup, you gotta exaggerate poses, because the camera will always tame everything down by a lot. So you gotta practice and see, is that right? Am I sticking my belly out? What's going on? You know, if you're into muscle like me, you gotta understand, you gotta do the little flex and that. So there are tips. It's just really hard to share them with you guys because it's things I've learned over the years, but if and during the photo shoot I can think of something, I will definitely give you guys that tip. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Photographer, that you could share?
Just look for poses.
Look for poses. Number one is be prepared. Never go into a photo shoot without knowing what you want to come out of it. If you don't have a vision, like if he's like, let's go do a photo shoot, it's gonna fail. I gotta know the theme, I gotta know the feel, I gotta know what's going on, and that way I can get into character and do it.
The biggest thing we were in the industry was like, you wanted the photo shoot. Why are you not smiling?
Yeah. So like when people would want to do the photo shoot and they're all in, right? They paid the money, they're in, but their attitude shows differently. It's as simple as even quinceañeras. We used to shoot their prior to their party, and in that one we would have to warn them, you know, you love this girl's photos, because they would go through our clients and they love the photos. I'm like, you got to understand, this is attitude. These girls wanted these photos to come out good. They did the part, they played the part, and that's what got it there. And then we've had girls that are just like, I want like these kind of photos where the girls are happy and, you know, playing around, but they're like this the whole time. So you're not going to get those photos. You need to have that attitude.
We prep them for that.
Yeah, so we would prep them for it, talk to them about it, and always super directing them so that they feel confident in themselves. You know, they're like, I'm not gonna look silly. It's like, here, I'll do it with you. And usually I put myself in that position where I'll act a goof, so that you're like, okay, you're doing it, I can do it too. When they're younger, there's more self-conscious, more, I'm not used to this, I've never done this before. So we've worked with all age groups, and it's just, you gotta own it. You gotta own it, and you gotta want it, and know.
Transgender people.
Oh yeah, we've worked with transgender women, cross-dressers too, having them pose very feminine. So we've got a lot of years.
The pictures came out amazing.
As long as you want it, your attitude is there and you want it, your photos will come out good. All right, so let's get started. First thing I do is I usually go through wardrobe. This is a Christmas thing, so I have picked out kind of a Christmas feel. I have something like this. I don't know if these bottoms will fit. I had them before I got bigger, so they may or may not fit. We'll make it work. So I always pick out kind of red theme or even black, because black always looks good as long as you have a piece of red or you're standing by a tree, it works. This is really cute. I just got this one. I have it in pink too. I fell in love with it and I'm like, I'm buying it in black and every other color. I can link some of them because I do buy them from Amazon. We have the Christmas stuff there. And then these are from, like, I went into storage for our pinup photo shoots, and I just picked out a couple Christmas little slips. We did pinup shoots as well. So we have slips like this, and I picked out another one. Whether I use it or not, it doesn't matter. The point is, always have options. Don't come with one thing or two things. Have a bunch of options. If you use it, great. If you don't, you had the option.
It's a photo. You can always hide stuff.
Yeah, you can always hide things in photos. So anyways, I think we're set. Do I look the part, babe?
Yes.
All right, then let's get started. Moving into the bedroom. Let's take you guys with us. Okay, so always staging the area. We gotta stage the bed and get it ready. My theme, because it's Christmassy, I really like leopard on red. I think it just looks really pretty. We've saved this from photo shoots. It's just like a sheet, but you guys will see. Photograph's nice. So, bam. I did it. So we had to rearrange it. Obviously, I just threw it on the bed, like whatever. But we did it for the camera because we don't really want to show the bed sheets. It's gonna be a closer up photo. By the way, this is the #1 thing photographers hate. They'll get very mad at you. You go through an entire photo shoot and you had that band. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Okay, so as I'm posing, I came up with a couple tips, things that I do on habit from just things I've learned. First of all, the photographer is always gonna matter, whether you have a good photographer or not. You shouldn't have to move. The photographer needs to move. As in move, I mean, yes, you should move your head around and see what works. But as far as the photographer, he should be the one moving, not telling you, can you shift your whole body? Because as soon as the photographer makes you do too much, you start to get stiff. #1 thing, it's really good, say this is the pose, it's really good to look down and then look up when he's gonna take the shot. The reason for this is it's much more natural. You're not focused in too much, you don't zone out. A lot of times people zone out like this and just look way past the camera and you're just like, whoa, what's going on there? So you gotta look down and then come and look up. Don't smile, smile once you look up.
Close your eyes and then open.
Close your eyes, helps to relax them. A lot of times people will get like a vein in their forehead, so kind of just calm yourself a little bit. If you feel like your face is stiffening up, you do these really weird things. I know it's weird, but it helps because my mouth will stiffen and it'll stay the same throughout the entire photo shoot. So you want to relax those face muscles and play with them a little bit. Now the tip about the body now, a lot of people will do this, which is fine, but it's not as glamorous as you can see. By always crossing one leg over, it brings in your waist and it pops your hip. So always having one leg over the other will always complement your body more and give you that curve you're looking for. Also being a little more forward allows your girls to hang it looser. When they were smaller, I would do the same thing and it would make my chest appear larger. When you're like this or laying back, gravity pulls them and flattens them. So always being a little bit forward. Coming to the camera is very important. If you're like this, it's never gonna look attractive, you know? You gotta want the camera and come to the camera. So that's the things I thought of in this position. We shall resume, and if I come up with more tips, I shall share them. Okay, so now this pose used to be my #1 hated pose. And the reason for this is in photos, you'll see girls do these and they'll have like that perfect little bubble butt that just stands up so perfect. First of all, right now I'm arching. If I'm not arching, that's what my butt looks like. You gotta arch to bring the butt up. Another tip that they do, well, know that they'll probably use Photoshop. I banned him from using Photoshop on me because I don't like to lie to myself. But it does happen in photo shoots. They will use Photoshop. Or they take a handy little towel or pillow and they shove it under them, which allows their butt to stick out, and obviously you would arch more. I kind of have a bigger butt already, as y'all know, so it's fine. For me, I just have to do a little bit of an arch and I'll get that thing. But don't get discouraged with that one. I did when I was much smaller, but those are the tips. That's how they get the little booty to pop. Okay, so with this one, whenever you're sitting on chairs, sofas, bed, if you are comfortable, you're doing it wrong. A lot of people tend to lean back, and what happens is your midsection will look bigger, your head looks small, your legs look, you know, it just doesn't work. So with chairs, you always want to lift yourself. So you always want to lift yourself and go towards the camera. Never run from the camera, never lean back, unless the photo shoot somehow has to portray that. Usually coming to the camera will always make you look better. Same thing with chairs. If you're sitting in a chair, yeah, with your friends, you're gonna be like this talking, but someone comes from the front trying to take a photo of you, it's not gonna look right. You always want to be up and off the back of the chair, always kind of moving forward will look good. I'm not saying in real life you gotta do this. Everyone accepts you laying back, don't worry. It's just in photos. That's why sometimes someone will take a photo and you're like, this is what I look like? No one else sees that. It's just the camera catches really weird angles. So you always kind of want to move forward to the camera. Just don't ever feel comfortable. And you know you're doing it right. Okay, so now the last tips are about your face. Face and hair. So hair always looks best when it's not perfect. I know that sounds crazy, but if you're doing a sexy photo shoot, the more you toss your hair from side to side, the better it is. The more dramatic it can be, the better. I mean, it's just photos, so it's fine, you know, whatever. The other thing is, and now with the face, unless you have a 100% proportional face, you never want to be directly to the camera, as I'm directly to the camera. You always want to kind of move your jaw. Like, that's how we kind of learned, was by moving the jaw around and learning, you know, what works for you. Just do them all. I know it's gonna look weird, but look in the mirror and see your best side, see how much of a tilt you need, and that will always look better than a straight photo. Unless I said, like, you have a perfect face, or, you know, you have those models who just are completely proportional, they can do that, but you'll like it more if you turn a little and you can see a jawline.
Photographer comes along. See,
photographer should tell you about your face. Like,
taking it more that way and this way.
And don't be afraid to move your face around. Move it around. You're gonna hate some shots, I guarantee you. I still to this day take some and I'm like, whoa, forehead. Like, what is that? So just don't be afraid to kind of move around, play with it. Sometimes you're gonna look like your head is falling off, but as long as you keep moving it, you're gonna find an angle you like. Now, another thing, your mouth. Your mouth should not be completely shut, also not open, because that looks like really weird. So don't super open it, but by not touching your lips completely together, you give off a better, let's see if I could do it now that I have to do it. I want to laugh. So something like, say, my lips are just a little open. If they were closed, I would look like, you know, bored. Yeah, bitchy. That's my bitchy face look. It's my bitchy resting face look. If you open your mouth too much, you're gonna look like, you know? So it just has to kind of slightly be open. Yeah, like you're almost like you just gotta breathe. you know, and you can show some teeth. That works too. But those seem to be the biggest tips that help newbies. Hopefully I helped you guys a bit, right? I mean, do you have any other things that we can say? I think it's experience. Once you keep doing it, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it, and you'll just know little tiny tips here and there of how to do it. But I think those are the main ones.
Using the same photographer helps.
Yeah, using the same photographer, that way you're on the same page, because it could drive you nuts that this photographer wants you to do something different when you're used to doing it a different way, you know?
Or this one's creepy.
Or this one's creepy. Yeah. So, I mean, photographers do matter in how a photo shoot is going to come out.
Because you touched them. I didn't touch the box.
Yeah. Okay, we were the best team because I would rearrange the girls' clothes, I would touch them, I would pose them, I would move their chin around. If he were to come up to them and move their chin, they'd probably be like weirded out, like, why is this guy touching me? But it worked perfect because it was husband and wife. Wife does all the touching and fixing.
Chicago pinup.
Chicago pinup. That's the pinup. Then we did a lot of family, but that was a separate website for family to pin up and boudoir. The photo shoot does not end here. However, the video will. If you guys want to see more, you can follow our pages. The Very Sexy page will be here. And my main official account will be, I'll put it underneath. That way you guys know which page to follow. Which one is your kind of page. We'll be posting more Christmassy stuff there. Anyways, I want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for all your support. This year has been awesome. We have grown so much as a channel. I really love that. I love all the engagement. So I just wanted to take a quick second to wish all you guys a Merry Christmas. And I'll be wishing you a Happy New Year's in another vlog. I just felt like they had to go together, you know, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but we will do vlogs before the year ends. So that came off a little weird. Anyways, Merry Christmas. But yeah, those are kind of our tips. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope we taught you a thing or two. If we did, be sure to hashtag love it, give it a like, make sure to be subscribed, hit the little bell right by the subscribe button so you're notified every time we post a video. And until next time, bye guys.